What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/EntitledPeople. Alright, this story's called Entitled Karen Gets Mad She Can't Use Our Restroom Because It's Broken. So I'm normally one to stalk in the Reddit shadows, but I figured I'd share a little Thanksgiving Karen moment I just had. I'm at work and on mobile, so I apologize for any format issues. Hopefully this is the right place for this anyway. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and enjoy. Here's the cast. There's me, the manager of this location, Karen, entitled woman with a stick up her butt. Is there proof of this stick in her butt? Okay. So I work for a gas station chain that often is found on the same floor as Walmart. And no, we are not Walmart as everyone seems to think. That's why we are open and they are closed. Oh snap. Thanksgiving Day we are open and it's notoriously slow. So once I'm done with paperwork and such, I decided to get outside and do some stocking and cleaning, which wasn't done the night before as it should have been. We are a kiosk store, so the way it's set up is if you have coolers and snack racks on either side of the walkway that leads up to the window where the register is, said coolers are stocked through the doors on the back side. The storage room and bathroom doors are on the side of the building near the back. So now that I've explained that, on to the encounter. I just filled my cart with drinks and walking back to the back side of the cooler to stock. I can hear and see if anyone passes in front of the cooler, so I know when a customer comes up. A woman passes in front of the cooler I'm stocking, so I stop, shut the door, and enter the kiosk to take care of her. Good morning, ma'am. What can I do for you today?
Oh, I'm so thankful you are open. Is the bathroom unlocked?
Yes, ma'am. We only close on Christmas, and I apologize for the inconvenience, but our bathroom is out of order and locked. She suddenly gets flustered and loud.
Well, why? Can't you fix it?
Trying to hide the sigh I want to let out because I already know how this is gonna go. No, ma'am, we are not able to fix it and are currently waiting on them to send a plumber out. The toilet is completely clogged and will not flush, and we believe we have a busted pipe somewhere.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. You're just too lazy to fix it. I need to use your bathroom, so open it for me.
At this point, her face and ears are getting red, and I'm just standing there with an annoyed look behind my mask as she yells at me. I take a deep breath and remind myself, I have to be professional because I'm the manager. No, ma'am, I cannot let you use my bathroom. I'm sorry, it's out of order. It will not flush, and we believe we have a busted line or severe clog.
I need to pee. I have to go now. Nowhere else is open. You have to let me use it now.
She is full on screaming at me at this point. I keep going. Someone else would walk up, forcing her to give up and leave, but no such luck. Ma'am, again, I'm sorry for your inconvenience, but the bathroom is out of order. At this point, I'm over it, and my frustration is starting to show.
You can't talk to me that way. I am a paying customer. Unlock your bathroom now and get me the manager on the phone because they need to know about that rude, lazy employee who won't let me use the bathroom.
For starters, I am the manager. And no, the bathroom is out of order. And ma'am, you haven't purchased anything, so you are not a paying customer. If you'd like to purchase something, I can help you with that. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. I have plenty of work to keep myself busy on this slow day, and I'd like to get back to it. Never saw this woman in my life. She is definitely not a regular. She calms down suddenly and gets a smirk on her face.
Fine, I'll just call corporate number and tell them how horribly you treated me.
I smirk back at her as I speak. If that's what you'd like to do, ma'am, then I can provide you with that number. But I will let you know that everything we do here is recorded with audio, showing her the microphone and cameras. Give me just a moment and I'll write that number down for you. Karen looks around and then gets flustered again, flailing her arms about.
No, you've done enough already. You've ruined my Thanksgiving. Hope you're happy.
She then storms off, gets in her car, and squeals tires out of the parking lot. And that was the end of that. People are so frustrating sometimes, but just gotta keep moving forward. Thanks for letting me share my lovely Thanksgiving Karen encounter. This job seems to attract those types of people, so I might just start sharing those stories more here. I hope everyone has an awesome and safe Thanksgiving this year, and for those who don't celebrate it, I hope you have an awesome day as well. Thank you, you too. Hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. Lots of turkey, stuffing, green bean casserole, cranberry sauce from a can, none of that homemade garbage.
Ote, this story called...
I take back my Star Trek Online account after it's hacked. Entitled mother demands I give it back, but gets her own son banned instead. Disclaimer, English is my first language. My grammar and punctuation skills are not good, so expect mistakes that I will correct as time permits. This was way back when I first got into playing online games. I discovered Star Trek Online, the game, and loved it. So I took the time to read several online tutorials on the game and started playing. Turns out, and because of the tutorials, I was rather good at it. After a few months, I discovered one day I couldn't log into my account no matter how I tried and what password I used. Checking my email account, I discovered my password had been changed without my permission and changed the password back to something different and used a numerical formula as my password. A few days later, I got an in-world private message that I had stolen someone's account and that he wanted it back. I responded that it was initially my account and it had been hacked, so I took it back, and no, I was not gonna give it back. The person I demanded I join them on Yelp so we could work this out. So I downloaded Yelp and signed in and accepted their request to voice chat. First thing that was said was yelling, "You stole my son's account! Give it back right now!" I said calmly, "Actually, your son hacked my account and is the thief, and no, I am not going to give it back." Then, "If you don't give it back, I'm gonna get you banned and see to it you never get on again." I wouldn't try that, I say calmly. You'll wind up getting your son banned for hacking. Then a profanity-laced rant I won't post here because of the language. While on Yelp with her ranting and raving, oh, it's a woman, I filled out a complaint form and attached the email to it and sent it in. I should add that I sent in screenshots of her accusation and conversation as well before getting on Yelp. Meantime, I let her rant and rave. Eventually, I got tired of her raving and said, "I'm hanging up. Goodbye," and ended the call. She kept pinging me and trying to get me to answer until I blocked her. A few days later, I get a notice that I needed to respond to a complaint of stealing an account. So I did and found out they had already investigated the matter and just wanted my side of it, which they got, and I reminded them that I had sent them proof that my password had been changed without my permission. That pretty much was the end of it, and I was not banned. I later found out in-game that the kid was known for hacking accounts when he could just steal things from that account and had been banned himself several times already. I also found out he would no longer be able to get in-game because my complaint had been the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. He is now IP banned as well and can no longer access the game unless he gets a new IP. Wait, does it? Wait a minute. That's not what IP stands for. That's Internet Protocol. Unless you're trying to say ISP, Internet Service Provider. But I didn't know you could ban someone through their ISP. But I know you can ban someone's IP, but that's easy to spoof or just get a VPN. But whatever. I'm confused. It doesn't matter. I'm stupid. I did warn them, but we all know how deaf Karens can be when they're in the wrong. Bonkers, bro. Cool thing that she kept her cool. And yeah, she dummy head. This story's called Religious Entitled Mother Gets Put in Her Place. Damn religious people. Obligatory disclaimer. English is my first language. My spelling and grammar are not good. So expect mistakes on both that I will correct when I have time. Okay. If you must roast me, set oven at 450 degrees and use all appropriate spices. This is not my story, but something I witnessed happen to a friend that encouraged me to post it here. I've been browsing several subreddits, and one of them jogged this little gem of a story loose from my memories. Anywho, on with the story. A friend who I'll call friend called me and asked if I wanted to go to lunch sometime. His treat. Heck yes, I answered. When and where? How about this afternoon? Then he told me where he was going. I agreed, and we were to meet at about 2 p.m. that afternoon at a small restaurant well known for having different types of foods, including some ethnic varieties that both of us love. One thing I should note is my friend is covered with tattoos, like a massive tree on his back with fairies trees, flitting about in branches, a devil and its concubines taking up one entire arm, and a full sleeve on the other, including a United States Marine Corps tag and a black flag with an image on it that says, "Lost but not forgotten," to honor those lost in military service. I have no doubt it was the devil tattoo that attracted this particular entitled mother. Once we had settled in and had ordered, we were sitting there drinking sodas when this entitled mother came in and looked around and spotted us. She marched over to our table without ever sitting and ordering and demanded what us devil worshippers were doing. We both looked at her for the utter audacity to approach strangers and make a demand like that. We just sat there and stared at her, not being able to comprehend for a moment what the heck she was talking about. "Get lost, you nutcase, before you get thrown out." Wrong thing to say. She instantly launched into a tirade, quoting the Bible and screaming about going to hell and telling Friend he had to cut off his arm and repent for daring to carry the mark of Satan on his body. "Are you stupid?" Friend asked. "Cut off my arm? You are nuts, lady. Go away." She stepped even closer, trying to loom over Fred. He stood, all of 6'5" tall, and loomed over her and told her, "I have broken men's jaws for less. Now go away before you get hurt." The entitled mother looked around, then flopped on the floor, grabbing her own arm and gyrating on the floor, screaming, "Assault! I've been attacked! Call the cops! Oh my god, my arm is broken! It's bleeding! I'm seeing the light! Oh Lord, please take me! Oh, the pain! Ah!" The manager hurried over, having seen the entire exchange, and heard everything said, and yelled, "Get up off the floor, stupid! I saw and heard everything! Get up and get out now!" She just screamed louder and demanded the cops be called, as Friend had broken her arm. So we had to endure her screaming and yelling until the cops did get called. The manager met them at the door and explained everything going on. Then they came in. She immediately demanded Friend be arrested for assault and I be thrown out. The cops weren't having it. Love the cops in my town. And literally yanked her up off the floor and told her to leave now before she gets arrested for creating a public disturbance. She made the mistake of doubling down on her demands, flailing her arms about, and her arm had suddenly, miraculously healed, somehow in her flailing. The cops just grabbed her and cuffed her as she was being led out to be taken to the station, and my friend asked if he could say something to her. They let him, making sure to caution him against threats of any kind. He said to her, "What does the Bible say about judgment, especially of others?" She tried to quote something. He cut her off with, "Judgment is mine, saith the Lord. With whatever judgment you mete out, so shall be meted out to you and again." He is quite well versed in the Bible thanks to religious parents. Is that meted or meted? I don't know. She was silent, mouth open so far I swear her jaw was on the floor. Everyone in the place cracked up at that, and some gave us thumbs up. At that, Friend brushed his hands together as if he was brushing something off his hand and came back to the table and sat down. We ate our lunch in peace after that, and the manager even offered the meal to us for free for having dealt with that. He was told he didn't need to. It wasn't his fault. We went back to a local bar after that and got drunk. So much so, I had to taxi home and come back in the morning to get my Jeep. The manager banned the nutcase, and we found out later her entire congregation as she came back despite being banned and attempted to purge the town of a place promoting sin. She tried to kick the door in and possibly burn down the restaurant. She was rearrested for attempting breaking and entering and got her entire congregation banned from there. Personal observation. The thing some people will do in the name of whatever they believe in. True. As a man of science, I would love to science everyone to death. Hell yeah! Oh man, I used to be heavy into like weird Illuminati stuff. Not like I was into the Illuminati, but like I'd watch videos like Under My Umbrella, or just I think it's just called Umbrella by Rihanna. Like, what? There's a conspiracy theories of like, oh my god, Satan! They're talking about Satan. And like, obviously there was some very obvious references to, you know, stuff like that. But it was like, wow, they're in the Illuminati. They're evil. All that stuff. But I don't know. With what Alex Jones says, who knows? tattoos. But I do appreciate tattoos. Tattoos are badass. So you gotta freaking not take, a depiction of Satan and his concubines as, like, Satan worshipping, okay? There's an artistic value to it, This story is called Entitled Lady Decides She's More Important Than Everyone Else at the Medical Center. So the title says it all. Okay, that's it. I'm not reading the story. That's the story. Psych. I had to go to a medical center this morning, and while waiting to see my doctor, I overheard this conversation between the receptionist and the entitled lady. The lady's doctor was running a little late due to a medical emergency with the previous patient, but we're talking 10 to 20 minutes late, not hours. This lady decided that she was completely within her rights to take the appointment of the person in front of her, which happened to be me. For context, I'm also female, and there was only a couple of female doctors on today. This girl was very insistent that she should swap appointments with the person before her, me, and go in first without having any reason that she was disclosing. This besides not wanting to wait. The receptionist wasn't having a bar up, so I didn't have all. She then gave the receptionist her phone number and said they had to call her when the doctor was ready to see her, which would have just caused even more delays waiting for her to come back. Edit. I got called in shortly after, so I don't know what happened, but she wasn't there when I came out like 5 minutes late. What an idiot! That's annoying. Oh, see, it gave me a voice crack. Oh no. I don't want to go back into puberty. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.